Hello, hello. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Gaze Agenda. With us tonight, we have some awesome guests. We have Chimera and Canales from the book SOS. Say hello, my friends.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Hola.
Absolutely. We got Scott here from Chaotic Flux. How's it going, man?
Pretty good, bud. How are you?
Pretty
Hello,
excellent.
everybody.
Pretty excellent. We have our residents with us also, Vinny and Lola. How's it going, guys?
Not bad, not bad.
Good, good. So, yeah, we're here to talk about some books, have some fun, talk some shit maybe, and, the usual. But first things first, correct me if I'm wrong. I think I got the right page here. SOS Volume 1.
Yes.
It is.
So what's going on here, guys?
So SOS is basically about three brothers who were former super soldiers during World War II, kind of like Captain America. And part of their physiology, they don't age. So they're in present-day New York, and it kind of comes under attack by some demons. So they find a way to monetize the demon invasion by setting up a monster hunting business. Usually most of the time they screw it up, but like 10% of the time they're able to save the day. So it's a comedy action series.
Nice.
That's a pretty good average, if you ask me.
I would say
right?
so. Yeah, 10,
Yeah.
I'd go with 10%'s all right.
Sounds like Twitter.
Yeah. 10% of Twitter is actually tolerable. The rest are scum.
They're the demons that we hunt.
This is a fact.
Wallowing through the cesspool.
I don't know. I think demons might be putting them on a little bit of a pedestal.
Yeah.
True.
More,
Yeah, 'cause
more
they're
like,
pretty
more
cool.
like gutter trash.
Yeah, no, demons are cool. Demons are the kind of creatures that you want to summon to gain power and stuff. These
Right.
guys, I wouldn't touch them with a 10 feet
Right.
pole.
I wouldn't mind having a demon army.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't? Go out and do my bidding, you bet.
Right.
Hail
But-
Satan!
That's why Darkness has always been one of my favorite comics.
Oh yeah.
Where's
Isn't
my
that,
pool
demon
ball
minions
sandwich,
going around?
Satan?
isn't that a thing they're calling a Satanist now in Comicsgate?
Yeah, or something like that. They call it an EVS. Yeah, Satanist.
Well, every
Some-
week,
Something on his
every week-
hat.
it's a new label every week, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say what haven't we been called?
That's true.
They're calling EVS a Satanist now?
Yeah. Something on his hat. They're
That's-
claiming it's some symbol that means Satanism or some shit like that.
Well, that's pretty metal.
That's a far cry from his supposed swastika signature.
I thought he was, since he was a Mormon, that was a bit lame. But if you tell me he's a Satanist, that's pretty fucking metal. I like him better now.
More people, more people are gonna come to Comicsgate.
Yeah, I mean, Mormons sound cool, and
the more the
Mormons
merrier.
here. But I'll take a Satanist metalhead over a Mormon any day of the week.
Right.
Those guys not do party, huh?
Amen to that.
That's very true. All right, real quick, run over to the chat here. We got James Hayes. James Hayes in the house is always dropping links. Thanks, brother. Glad to have you back, man.
Awesome.
DCito is here, trying to hang on with us. Appreciate you. Got Apollo Patriot in the house. Says I've forgotten there was another stream. It's all right, man. Glad you're here, dude. Pardon me. Okay. Deadwood Dale's here, back again. Good to see you, brother. But yeah, let's talk about SOS Volume 1 a little bit. Can you kind of give us the rundown on what we're looking at in the first chapter here? Maybe some character bios.
Sure thing. So it's a 4-issue graphic novel, and we got the three main brothers. On the left is Seth, aka Carnage, and then in the middle we have Magus, and on the right we have Robin. And they basically have the same set of powers. Carnage has ice manipulation, Magus has electricity, and with Robin, obviously he has fire.
Cool.
Gotcha. And they're demon hunters.
Yep, and that cover above is actually by Kim Jasanto, who works at Marvel. That one's by Canales. That one's by Gisanto.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, Chimera keeps giving me like inferiority complex with the rest of the artists. Keeps hiring, you know.
Yeah.
Luckily, he's told me lately that he's going to hire Chloe Handler just to give me a self-esteem boost, and I appreciate that.
Yes. We're gonna make $500 whole dollars on Kickstarter.
Oh boy! I'll finally be able to buy that tuxedo I'm after. Eh?
Well, Canal should be getting a good bit of work here lately.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
You didn't get that. You didn't get that tuxedo yet.
Oh man, Canales doesn't have time to sleep. Imagine going to a shop and buying a tuxedo.
He's on a CG drawing tour here lately.
Yeah, what's this word? Sleep. Never heard of it.
Yeah.
That's a bourgeois vice, comrade.
Just give yourself a robotic arm so when you sleep you can sit there and draw while you're sleeping.
Oh man, I'm waiting for them to invent that thing that they have in the Judge Dredd comics, that the sleep machine that you put on over your head and you can like go like 10 minutes in it and it's like you've slept like 8 full hours.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's the future, man. That's the future. I want to have one of those.
Where did you hear about this? Is it real or is it something in a comic book?
Nah, that's from Judge Dredd. I wish it was real.
Damn.
Oh yeah, Judge Dredd. Yeah, I forgot they had that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Canales really knows how to draw monsters. Like he draws all humans in iron sights, and then he finally gets to draw monsters.
Yeah.
That's cool stuff.
Are you excited about that?
Oh me? Oh man, I'm ecstatic. I mean, I love Zack, but I hate how he has me like draw people going into restaurants and having conversations and stuff. I wanna draw monsters and chainsaws and you know.
Well, yeah, man. And this looks a lot more exciting than a cup of coffee.
Right.
Like where he's putting the cigarette on the monster's face.
Yeah, that's my favorite panel.
That is great. That's an attitude right there.
Do you have different subtypes of demons?
Yeah, that's kind of the bigger tank-like demons. Usually there's like imps that are like 3 or 4 feet tall, then humanoid demons that are like 6 feet tall. So yeah, they come in all shapes and sizes.
So this is a real bold move, what he's doing right here.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't care.
Are y'all keeping it black and white?
Yeah.
Okay.
See the little imp demon on the left. So they kind of,
He's cool looking.
yeah.
Those are the most fun to draw, actually, the little bastards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially that crazy mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks fun. Like I'd
you-
like to take him to a bar and like have a drink with him.
Right?
Yeah, I used to draw like the darkness character all the time because I love doing these
Yeah.
little gremlin dudes.
Exactly. Those guys are badass.
Oh yeah.
You put them all kinds of different outfits and stuff too, like they had in the comics.
Yeah, man.
So
You have
they're
a
always
lot
so
of fun.
goofy. Yeah.
like pets.
yeah.
I love that video game, The Darkness. So
Yeah.
much fun.
Cool.
So who's this fella right here? Is this one of our main villains?
No, he's kind of like a minor villain. He's just a messenger. They kill him near the end of the first issue. But he kind of does set up like, you know, you didn't join us, so we're gonna wage war on you. And so that's when they set up their business.
Gotcha.
And then that's their competition is the Brooklyn Vigilante. He kind of takes out mobsters and criminals, but he also takes, deals with demons as well. Basically just slices right through that big blobby one.
He's actually the most heroic character in the comic book. He's the one who resembles more the classic hero, because the other three, the brothers are, they're lovable rogues, which is like an acceptable term for assholes.
Right.
But yeah, we have this guy to like make like a counterbalance to their moral ambiguity, so to speak.
Gotcha. He's just the gritty, whatever it takes kind of guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I try to expand beyond demons, so they deal with serial killers and like Brooklyn
that's
Butcher
cool.
right there. Obviously, Magus isn't paying attention, so the guy gets chainsawed.
I like the boxers there too. That's a nice touch.
Yeah.
Have we mentioned already that that guy is supposed to be Cecil in a cameo?
Are you just saying that because you feel it's obligatory to have a Cecil cameo?
I don't know. I need to ask the writer. He's all right, Chimera.
I'm not confirming nor denying it's Diesel.
Well, there you go. There you go. The mystery is what's going to sell it.
You know, he was going to be in like a whole cloak, but I don't know. I just thought him being in underwear was funnier.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with you.
makes him look more crazy too.
Yeah, and that's by Alejandro Mirabal of Long Harbor. He really knows how to draw demons and Lovecraftian monsters.
Yeah,
Nice.
he really does. Very cool. Dusita says nice fisting to a few panels back, I believe. The fist going through the guy.
Yep.
Deadwood Dale says so easy to tweet the links out. Thanks for mod sharing. Yeah, man. Gargoyle's in the house. What's up, brother? Good to see you again. And Jealous Draven is also in the house. What's up? What's up? Just talking SOS here. We got Canales and Chimera here to go over the finer points. And yeah, let's talk about stretch goals.
So the first stretch goal, 4,000. That Kim Santo cover, the one in purple, that'll be the front cover of the book. Then $5,000. We add like 8 pages of bonus story to the graphic novel. Then 7,500. All backers receive a 22-page cyberpunk story called Argonaut. I have some art below. And then $8,000. We kind of add a bonus story to Argonaut. So that bring it up to 26 pages. And finally, $12,000. Every backer receives a digital preview of my next book, SOS Onslaught, which is kind of like a 90s spin-off. It takes place in 1995. So I guess it's like a spin-off / prequel.
Okay, cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, we can run down and look at this. This is the Argonaut art.
Yep. That's by Kane
Damn.
White.
That's amazing.
See what I said about Chimera giving me like inferiority complex with the artists he hires. God damn it, Chimera.
Well, you know, everybody has their own style and their own flavor. So
Yeah.
everybody
I
adds
noticed
to
it
it,
says
you know?
that you got Keenan White working on this too.
Yeah, he did the cover. And then I got
Okay.
Raphael Cristani, who's actually doing the next book, Onslaught. He did the line art for this book. I try to have really good art so that Canales, works harder, kind of works for that paycheck.
Yeah, he knows how to set that is it the hair, the thing that you put in front of the dogs so they run? Like a
Yeah.
hare or a rabbit or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows how to do that.
I'm just going to leave it here for a while so Canales can build up that stress level.
Luckily for you, I'm slightly drunk, so I won't get pissed off.
Cool. So what's this, the Argonaut story about?
So it's about a bounty hunter who's kind of contracted to take out this rogue soldier with superhuman abilities. And I don't want to spoil it too much, but as the story goes on, Jason, the main character, figures out he was in the same program as this rogue soldier. And so he's kind of figuring out the mysteries of who hired him, and kind of has like a cyberpunk and noir setting as well. And that's just him taking out a bounty. It's not the main villain or anything.
Cool. I like this.
Nice.
And that was Canales' issue as well?
No, that's Raphael Cristani.
Oh, right. You said that. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's a Brazilian artist. And Eric Weathers obviously letters everything. I don't even know why I bother mentioning that. He just letters everything.
Well, not everything, right, Vinny?
Right. Although, no. He's made mention. I'm like, I don't know yet.
Oh, he's coming to you now.
He had mentioned it somewhere. I was like, maybe. I don't know.
That's how you know you hit the big time, Vinny.
Yeah, I guess so.
And that's the main villain, Eric Madsen. And he had plastic surgery, so that's why he has bandages. I just added the bandages thing at the last moment because I thought it looked cooler.
Yeah, it does.
And he kills the dude with a toothpick.
Wicked.
Yeah, almost
Nice.
2 to 3 picks up a toothpick.
Doing the John Wick pencil, except it's a toothpick.
Right.
That's a step further than a pencil.
Well, I was thinking,
Yep.
when I was writing the scene, I was thinking, what would Bullseye do? And he would kill someone with like a toothpick or a whatever you used in Daredevil
Mhm.
pencils.
I think that's a measure. That's a measure of skill. The more skillful you are, the thinner the artifact you use is. I mean,
Right.
there's a degree of mastery by which you can kill people using only a hair, like a strand of hair.
Oh shit.
Cool, man. We got Kermit the Log in the house. Thanks for joining, man. Love to see you.
Hell yeah.
If anybody is not subscribed to Kermit the Log, do so immediately.
Hail Kermit.
Cool, man. Well, this looks good. I hope, definitely hope you hit that stretch goal and get this story out there.
Yep, just 1,700 more books, and then we add the Gisanto cover to the front of the book. I've been really showing that off lately.
How long has it been up?
A few weeks I showed it off. I think it was mid-January is when I showed off the Gisanto cover.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. Canales, what would you say is the most challenging part about drawing this book?
Well, it's not challenging. This is my chill project after doing Ironsides, which is the more gritty and realistic one. This is a blast to draw because Chimera is kind enough to give me a lot of monsters and weirdos and lots of comic scenes. Like a lot of humor. So I don't know. Probably the scenes in which there are no monsters, if I have to choose one. The scenes in which they are just lying around, like being lazy on the couch and all that.
Gotcha. So it's challenging because that's what you don't want to draw.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not the kind of guy who enjoys drawing people sitting or laying down. That's more of a classic art thing. I just want to draw chainsaws and monsters and robots and like that.
Well, shit, nothing wrong with that.
Nope. No, I don't think so.
No.
At least.
I don't know.
You got good taste.
Thank
yeah,
you.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this looks good, man. I'm glad to see you getting out there more, Canales. I know you're working all the time.
Yeah, I think you can see the fact that I draw every day, all day, nonstop, and that's why my art looks slightly less cringy every day. At least I don't cringe so much when I look at it anymore.
No, not at all. Nothing cringy about this, man. This looks great.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty happy about the stuff I do nowadays.
Yeah, we beat ourselves up as artists. That's just what we do.
Oh yeah, no, I keep hearing that all the time. You beat yourself too much, Canales. You have to be kinder with yourself. Nah, I'm not like that, man. I'm really demanding about myself.
I know.
Right.
You got the belt.
Your own worst critic.
Yeah, you're whipping yourself in the back every day.
Yeah,
Yep.
quite literally too. I like. I do like
I like
sadomasochistic stuff. Thank you. I'm a huge
Pulls
Clive
out the
Barker
nine-tailed
fan, if you
whip
know what I
and
mean.
just starts-
I'm a big Hellraiser fan, if you know what I mean. So yeah,
Yeah.
you know what to expect.
Right.
Well, that's what keeps you improving too,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, being in Comicsgate is like being in art school. This is where I'm really learning the craft. Because I went to art school for like 6 years and I didn't learn anything.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the first person I've heard that from.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
hear
I'm
that
not
all-
surprised.
All right, so why don't we go over the tiers real quick? Your featured tier is SOS Volume 1 book.
Yep. So that'd just be the first, the first 4 issues of the graphic novel, and that'd be mailed in a Gemini mailer. It's $15, and I believe it is $7 shipping for domestic, and more for international, obviously.
Right.
And then Argonaut is $6, and then $4 for shipping. So that's about $10 total. And then $8 for digital. In case you're like in China or something.
Right, yeah, and you don't want to get nailed on that shipping.
Yeah, I remember Ethan saying he had to pay like $65 per book for 2 people in Hong Kong.
Ouch. Damn.
Just for international.
The hell. I know when I do it, if it's over £1, it's like around $24-25.
International shipping is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
especially like depending on where it's going. Like if it's going to some like tiny little country over in like Eastern Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And you gotta fill out all the customs forms.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Fuck that. I mean, yay, international backers.
Yeah, well, I mean that really is one of the biggest hurdles that Comicsgate faces is the international shipping.
Tell me about it, man.
It's like Lola said, though. It's the smaller countries, like those are the ones that have. Those are the only ones that have given me trouble. Like if it's UK, it's fine. Places like that, Australia has been fine. It's the ones like the Asian countries that are like really kind of obscure. I guess just their postal system is so shitty.
Yeah. We got 7 of 9 in the chat says I like the demons. Good job, Canales.
Oh yeah.
The demons like you too, 7 of 9. It's mutual, man. It's mutual.
Edward Marlis is in the house. Hail, brother. Good to see you. All right, so we got the variant cover for $20.
Yeah, and I think that's $8 shipping. And let's see, and then 2 books for $25, $7 shipping. And then both covers, try to make it, affordable. So 30, like a $5 price break, So $30, and then I think it's $8 shipping.
Cool. We got a bulk order.
Yeah, for retailers and collectors, that's about $100, and then I think I just put $10 shipping.
Cool. And then we got 2 more get drawn into the book tiers, or available.
Because trolling is expensive, so if you want to, it doesn't have to be you. You can put like your friend in it. So once you buy the perk, you can
or someone you dislike, and we'll have like the 3 brothers kill him or whatever.
Right.
That's always a good
There you
deal.
go.
You could put 2 Vinnies in the book.
Right.
I'm so many people.
And there may or may not be centipedes in this book.
Oh. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna sue. I'm gonna sue.
Get in touch with your legal counsel, Vinny.
I am. Hold on. Yep, I got my lawyer on the line now. Oh.
Awesome, man. Well, this book looks good. And I like anything with demons in it. So I think you got a winner here.
Nice. Do demons remind you of your ex? No, okay.
Which one?
Right.
Most of them, yes. Well, I don't know. Again, that's kind of overstepping the cool factor there, Not sure they're quite in the same league as demons. I would rather date a demon.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like a succubus.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't think there's actually a pro demon bias in the court system, right?
Right.
There you go.
Not that I'm aware of.
Pro demon bias.
Not right now, anyway. Give them a couple years.
Yeah.
Because demons are people too, and they have rights.
Are they, or are they just demons?
Well, I've long said if the zombie apocalypse was upon us, you would have zombie rights activists out there running around like idiots.
Oh man, have you guys seen this movie called The Dead Next Door?
The what?
The Dead Next Door. It's like a really cheap C-grade zombie movie from the late 80s. The director actually saw it coming, and there's actually a scene with like pro-zombie rights protesters that like oppose the police killing zombies.
It would happen.
That's awesome.
Well, they're already doing that with the China virus. They're saying let people cough on you, or else you're racist.
Really?
Well,
Yeah, I
what?
mean, not liking viruses from
No
other countries
way.
is actually racist. How's that?
They're saying if you like avoid Chinese people, you're racist. But I'm like, okay, but you're from Wuhan, so there's a high probability you have the coronavirus.
Yeah, well, you don't fuck around. I mean, Jesus. Right. If I lived over there, yeah, I'd be doing the same thing as them, wearing the mask, not leaving the house.
over here in the States, like there's people avoiding Chinese people because they don't know, because we have like millions of people traveling, so we don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah. Well, look at the army bases. They
Right.
what do they have, like 4 or 5 of them that they won't let them leave because a couple people have it.
Right.
Well, it's some scary shit. We don't know if the apocalypse is upon us now. Thanks, Umbrella Corporation.
Oh yeah.
If only the apocalypse was upon us. I could maybe finally get some sleep.
And if you like rearrange, I'll try to find it. But if you rearrange like the number or the letters with the corporation, it says raccoon. Let me try.
Yeah,
and
I
find
saw that.
Yeah, Corona. Yeah, Corona. And then if you reverse it, it says raccoon.
You know, I love Capcom, but if this is just a publicity stunt for Resident Evil 3 remake, first of all, genius. Second of all, they went a little too far.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop, Capcom. What are your parents?
It's not worth it.
Not at all.
The
We got
trailer
Peter-
does look good.
Oh, dude, that game looks amazing. I want it.
Speaking of trailer, trailers, we'll check yours
Me
out here
too.
shortly. We got Peter Charon in the chat. What's up, brother? Thanks for stopping by. Rating Comics in the house. How's it going, my man? Paulo Patriot is here. As always. Not sure if we're going to get to the Walmart girls, but we'll see. And Mortal Coil dropping by for $2. Thank you very much, brother. Appreciate you. Says better to F weird or be a weird effer. What do you think about that?
It
I don't
depends
know
how
what to
hot
say.
weird is.
I say they're both appropriate in their own way.
True. Yes.
Yeah, I think so too.
It depends on the weird and if there's crazy involved.
Yeah.
Well, there's almost
Well, you know-
always crazy involved.
You know my philosophy. If she can outrun me, she's game.
You
Well,
said
that
it
would-
earlier. I need to start running again.
Well, Canales, I think that would actually put you in both of these categories.
Hey,
Canales
Canales,
isn't picky. Canales is an open-minded guy.
hey, Canales, would you ever date Amber Heard? Even if you knew she was gonna cut off part of your finger?
And shit the bed.
That's a good question. Would I like give up one of my phalanxes to date a hot redhead? I need to get back to you on that.
Yeah.
And there's also that problem of hepatitis.
Oh,
She'll burn
still,
cigarette.
she's
She'll
a
burn
redhead. She's a red. It's not an easy choice for me.
You
I mean,
can always wrap it up. It's okay.
well, you need to understand my position. I live in a country which is overrun by women with mental illness haircut.
Right.
But she'll burn a cigarette in your face. So
And she'll shit in your sheets.
unless you're into that.
don't forget that part.
Just hand cover to the bed and you'll be okay.
I need
Get
to
her
talk to my accountant.
Get her a
I need-
diaper.
No, I need to talk to my accountant and see if the math adds up. Because it's not an easy choice. It's not something that I can just decide in like a second.
Right.
Just install security cameras everywhere and record everything at all times. Just like Johnny Depp.
Yeah, and wear like a bulletproof vest
Yeah.
and like chainmail gloves, and I think I'll be fine.
And hire somebody called Travis. They kept referring to him over and over.
I don't know what that was.
Travis.
Yeah, I don't know why, but people who are called Travis are usually badasses. I don't know why. But like, as
think
far
so?
as I know about American culture, they live in trailers and they like open like beer bottles with their teeth.
That's strange because in my experience, most Travises I've known have been assholes. There's one or two exceptions, but that's the most.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that one.
They weren't
I
nearly as
just love
badass
his
as
description
Canales.
of Americans named Travis.
It was hilarious. Do you remember George Carlin? He had a bit that was something like that, where he was talking about these the names that they were giving to all these kids now. Travis, Brad, Todd. He goes, we got Vinny, Tony, Frankie. Oh, can all kick their asses.
I mean, when it comes to Todd, I think pretty much even a Gary could kick a Todd's ass. I think.
Yeah.
Isn't there like some kind of tacit rule by which people have like gay names in the U.S., like Bruce or Lance?
I don't know. Hey, look at Bruce
I don't
Lee.
know. I'm just asking as a foreigner.
Yeah, you can't say that. Look at Bruce Lee. Look at Bruce Campbell.
I know. That's why I'm asking. I mean, I know quite a few Bruces that are badasses. I don't know.
Mm-mm. I don't know either.
Bruce Willis. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever personally known a Bruce.
Well, you know Bruce Wayne.
Right.
I don't know
Well,
if personally.
not personally.
And lately, we can't read about him because the books suck.
Yeah, he's
And
got
that's
his
why-
dong flopping around.
And that's why we have to back these awesome projects.
True. You think
Absolutely
like
right.
the dong thing is like the point of no return, in which like the Batman comics were no longer like readable by normal people. Like there was a before dong and like BD and AD timeline in Batman.
Oh, shit.
Uh,
You're a wise man.
Indeed.
I try. Thank you.
Alrighty, so everybody go back SOS Volume 1. I'm going to put the links in the description afterwards because if I put them in beforehand, they tend to delete. So, yeah, I'm sure James Hayes is working the chat over there. Thanks, brother.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Scott, you want to talk about Chaotic Flux a bit?
Okay. Chaotic Flux, or should I say Chaotic Flux, centers on a team called the Crimson Flame who unite in the future to rid the world of mutant abominations called Dread Fiends that are taking over. The Dread Fiends are these kind of hybrid creatures that mankind created by splicing different animals, different life forms together to create a self-sustainable life form that could withstand the harsh elements in this dark future where all these catastrophic events are going on, as well as great war, lots of famine. So they create these creatures as a food source to sustain the human race in the future. At first, they started out as very docile, very easy to control kind of creatures, but then they actually start to mutate on their own and become stronger and bigger. And the average size Dread Fiend is about the size of an SUV, and but they can further mutate by feeding on other life forms. They can break down. It is a biofuel and use that as energy to make themselves bigger, stronger, faster, wings for flight, whatever they need to get the upper hand in battle. They can even reproduce using this. They can create a clone of themselves. They actually will break something down, create the clone inside themselves, regurgitate that out, and then it quickly grows into an adult form. And one of the main heroes that the book focuses on in issues 1 and 2 is Zathara, and she is an alien hybrid. She's able to form these red crystal-like structures, the kind of weaponry that she can use. One of the main reasons, or main ways she uses that is she'll create kind of blade arms to fight with. As the series goes on, you'll see her use it in all kinds of ways. In issue 1, you'll see her use them to turn into daggers and throw them. And there's a lot of different ways she'll use it in issue 2 as well. Issue 2 actually picks up where issue 1 leaves off and is about Zathara having to deal with the Dread Fiend that is trying to attack and devour a family that helps her out in issue 1. Or, I'm sorry, issue 2. And then in issue 1, it gets into her first run-in with the Dread Fiends, as well as it gets into her backstory, kicks that off, where she was hunted. She's been hunted down most of her life by an organization called the Purging Hand, who's been trying to wipe her kind out for decades. They actually believe that anything that is not of Earth should not exist, should be wiped out. So they infiltrate the military facility that she's been housed in with the other children like her, and begin killing everyone in the facility to get to the children to wipe them out. And the series also has an exosuit pilot. You'll see him introduced in issue 1, as well as Strife, who's a big transforming AI mecha. And later, there's a swordsman named Gareth. He's 8 foot tall with a giant transforming sword, as well as Nalaria, who's a fire-based mage, and Pagan, who's a plant-based mage. They're father and daughter. You also get Malakar a little later, and he is a dark entity who's made up of all the hatred of mankind, all the dark thoughts of man basically fuels his existence, but he hates his own existence. So he wants to wipe out all the human race. He embodies a young man named Gabriel in our reality to interact with our world so that he can use him as his vessel and becomes this ultimate being to use that power to wipe out the human race. So I got a lot going on.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's a lot to take in.
Yeah. Well, the story too, it's built as this kind of action-packed, kind of relentless momentum kind of thing. So lots of action throughout, lots of great action. The characters are really tested in the storyline to push themselves even further and further to deal with all these things, to deal with these seemingly impossible odds, to overcome the Dread Fiends as well as Malachar later in the storyline. And they're just pushed their absolute limits in terms of survivability and their combat ability as well. Also, there's a lot of mental strain that they'll go through, and a lot of ups and downs. A lot of character development goes on in the storyline, particularly in the first 2 issues with Zazara. I will be fleshing out all of the main characters in their own backstory arcs, and then eventually they will, as the story goes on, it slowly unites them, and then they become a team known as the Crimson Flame, and then you'll really get into the larger situations where they'll go up against really big numbers of enemies and have to learn together, or learn to fight together as a team, and what have you, learn different strategies.
Cool, this looks good. Now again, I can obviously you've put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah, I've been developing the story for 20 years, actually, slowly building it up, getting ideas in my head, putting little pieces together here and there, figuring out how to fit all the elements together just right, all the fantasy, horror, sci-fi, action, adventure, as well as connecting all the characters properly. And then finally, about a year, or almost 2 years ago, I'd say a year and a half ago, I got it all right in my head, started sitting down and writing the script, and fleshing all that out. You can see there where Zathara is doing a flip, trying to dodge one of the Dread Fiends in that second panel, and you see that red dust that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's her canceling her blades there. So when she cancels them, they just kind of disintegrate, and they turn into this red dust and fade away slowly. So that's her deactivating that.
That is awesome. Because I backed this book, man. I think it looks amazing. I know I missed it on the first go around because at the time we were both kind of running campaigns together, and yeah, there was like no scratch for side stuff. I'm like, man, I want this one. So when I saw him pop up again, I'm like, yeah, dude, you're coming on my show, and I'm getting this.
Are you doing everything with this, or
are you asking if you can get issue 1?
no? I said, are you doing everything on this book? Are you doing the art, the lettering,
I see. I am just the not letterist, the writer and creator. My wife is actually doing the lettering on this issue, and I've got Brian Belando as my illustrator, and then Brian McNahee is my colorist.
Okay.
Fantastic team.
Yeah. You can actually get issue 1 in this campaign as well for those who may have missed it. It's in there as a add-on perk. So if you get any of the issue 2 perks, you can add on to issue 1 if you want.
Cool,
man. And you're offering trading cards as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's an example of the trading cards from the first campaign that you were able to get. Every campaign, I'm planning to do 2 different trading cards featuring 2 different characters from the series, and so this campaign will feature 2 new characters with their bios and everything on the back. You see, I did it in this kind of 90s, kind of like Marvel card styling, where you have the little bit of stats on them, a little bio, as well as their combat stats and that sort of thing.
Right.
Little facts. I love those cards, and I actually have a ton of Marvel cards still. So
yeah, I've got a good bit too. I haven't looked at them in years.
Yeah, me too. I know it's around here somewhere, but yeah, I really wanted to do trading cards for these books. So, and I should say too, I did the same thing on the first campaign. Decided to do it again on this one. regardless of the campaign getting funded, everything will get made and shipped out to all backers.
Awesome. That's when you know you're passionate.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
This is looking really, really
That's
cool.
one.
I mean, I like the whole like body horror. I think we already told you this in another live stream, but I really like the trope of
Yeah.
like body horror made into a weapon. You know, it's really cool. Like I don't know, some Cronenberg thing, some Cronenberg shit going on there. I really like it.
Yeah. Oh, the
Thank you.
monster shit. Oh, the monster.
Yeah,
shit.
someone said, yeah. People said more than once, basically, killer cows.
Yeah.
Like how they're sourced and they turned on the humanity.
The Canales, does this look like something you would like to draw?
Yes, please give me more monsters and less people talking in bars and stuff like that.
Right. We even get to draw robots in this too. And
Yes.
cyborgs.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, you
this
gotta-
comic book has it all, right? I mean, it's got like mutants and monsters and robots, and well, it's in the title, like aliens versus monsters. So, what else you want?
Right. I just remind myself too when I said cyborgs. So the purging hand, when we first run into them in issue 1 in the past, and they're a mercenary ex-military group. But in the present time, you'll see in issue 2, they've actually become cyborgs now. The leader of their organization, there's an incident happens with him in issue 3 where he becomes a cyborg, and but he's become made a cyborg through nanotech, and this nanotech he's able to control, and he starts using that to infect, so to speak, the other members of the Purging Hand, to turn them into cyborgs against their will, thinking that this will make them stronger and more able to adapt and take out their enemies.
So he's like some kind of like nanomechanical vampire, right? Goes around like infecting people and turning them into
Yeah, in a
slaves.
sense. Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm.
Oh yeah, you got a good mixture of everything in here.
It really does, man.
Yeah. Sometimes I worry it's too much, but I am easing people in, as it goes along. I don't try to throw too much of them at once. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that's still not in the book yet, but will be coming.
Well, it's a good way of selling your comic. I mean, whenever someone asks you what's in your comic, you tell them it will be like quicker to tell you what's not in this comic.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Just say
I mean, his
everything.
enemies are pretty freaking sexy, man.
Yeah, just say everything is in the comic. It has everything.
yeah, man. This
That
is
art looks really good.
looking good.
It does.
Who is your artist on this? Is that I'm sure it's Brian, one of the Brians, right?
Yeah, that's you, Brian's. Brian Belando. Brian McNahee, he's done some CG books. He did what was that one? Ravage, Kill All Men, and I think that one called Jungle. I can't remember exactly the name of that one, but yeah, he's been around.
Very cool. I dig your logo too.
Thank you.
It's
So
very
everyone that's
friend of mine.
working,
Huh?
is everyone that's working on this with you, or are they CG or?
No, they kind of just are off on their own. Well, for one, they're my two artists are Filipino and live in the Philippines, and they just kind of do their own thing over there, and I just hire them to,
Okay.
do the artwork.
They don't know.
Really cool guys though, but they don't really speak English either. We communicate through Messenger, and it works out pretty well.
Cool. I was gonna say, yeah, I don't think they have any affiliations if they're in the Philippines. They don't know what's
Yeah,
mainstream.
yeah, they don't really.
Versus-
They're in their own, world over there.
Yeah.
So they keep up with pop culture and what have you. But
Well, the whole
Otherwise,
thing about CG is that you really don't label yourself CG. Other people label yourself CG as a way of making you into an outcast. So who cares?
Exactly. Who does care? Because it's just for us. We've been fighting with the mainstream on so many levels. You know, all their gatekeeping and bullshit that they do.
I mean,
Well,
I
think.
sorry, I was
I was gonna say,
going.
I think a lot of what CGI. Oh, go ahead, Canales.
I was just going to say that I didn't find out that I was CG until someone told me I was CG. I mean, are you in comics? I don't know. Am I?
Right.
I'm in comics. Okay, yeah,
Well, I think-
whatever.
It was your mom, right?
Yeah, in my case,
Probably. That's the woman I talk to the most. So yeah.
He's like, hey,
in my case, I was the same way.
Yeah.
Like I start, like I make the connections. Like, hey, these people think like me, you know. And it's like, okay, I guess I'm. But to me too, CG is more about a uniting of the same ideals of what we want in our entertainment.
Yep.
So that's really what it is. Not so much that you stand by yourself and you just scream your CG and then everybody's just like, yeah, whatever. But you stand as a group, and you unite and make this movement happen. Then it's much more.
Right.
Can be almost limitless.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Yeah, man. I mean, this. Fuck them. I mean, they kind of brought us together, right? So,
it's their fault.
Call us whatever they like.
Got tired of bullshit.
This is like the Gulag thing. You guys know this. You guys know the story behind the Russian mafia, the Bratva and all that.
No.
I know there is a Russian mafia.
Well,
that's about the extent of it.
Well, the thing is that
I've seen enough movies on it.
The Russian mafia is actually like a product of the gulags, when the communists will throw in there a mixture of people like political dissidents and criminals and rogue military and stuff. And when they put them in like that melting pot, only the strongest and the most ruthless and the smartest survived. So when the gulags fell, these guys became free and they became like a kind of like power in the shadow parallel to the government. And I think that's exactly what happened with Comicsgate. Like, threw everyone out of the mainstream. They put us into gulags, and we were supposed to like go away, just disappear into the Siberian wilderness and whatever. Instead, like, we came together and we made this thing, and now we're running parallel to the mainstream industry.
Yeah, I think so, because in their own way, they did it with everyone, but in different ways, right? It's the ones where if they were too vocal and they didn't like their view, they kick them to the side. If you're coming up from nowhere, oh, you don't have any published work. Oh, we don't want to hire you. We don't care what your work is or whatever. Or, oh, if you're a hot chick, you're invited to these conventions. If you sleep with us, we'll give you work. It's the way that it's been has been so fucking disgusting, and that's why it's all running to shit and pushing everyone else away. Fuck them. Like, I was always a person who never gave a shit about what anyone's title was. Like, they get these people who are worshipped, like Jim Lee, right? And there's the diehards that are obsessed with them. He was a rude prick to me the first time I met him. A total rude prick. And
damn.
Yeah, and it was a friend actually. It was during a signing. I don't mean to go on this story, but it was a signing in a comic book shop in the city, in New York City, and there's huge lines out the door. But I was kind of friends with the owner, and he says, "Oh yeah, I could give you a little like, if you got like 5 or 10 minutes, and that's it, and then we'll let everyone in just to talk with Jim." So I did. But before he came in, I talked to somebody else, another famous person. I'm not going to say anything bad about them, but they were totally impressed with my work. And like, oh my God, Jim's going to love this. He'll probably even get you a job. Jim comes in, he looks at the work, he's just flipping, not saying anything. And then he goes, "Is this your most current work?" I said, I did these pages maybe 2 weeks ago. "Well, I want to see something you did today." I said, "Excuse me?" I said, "Well, I can't see what I did today. I'm working on personal projects." "Well, it's not like I have a Xerox machine. I'm not going to copy them and steal your ideas." This is what he says. Like, what kind of a douchebag? And he's not saying anything about the work at all. And then when he's near the end, he goes, "What's this shadow here?" What's this shadow here? The other guy, who is very famous as well, says, "I draw my ass off. I do all this amazing stuff." And that's what they have to do. They have to try to find the stupid, most obscure thing to try to nitpick to get like a reaction to, right? Because they don't want to deal with anybody. And this is how the whole mainstream is. Like, and I bit my lip because it was a friend, and I'll tell you, if it wasn't a friend that if I waited on that line and then I got in and talked to him and he was that fucking rude, I would have just went off on him. I would have put him in his place right there. I ended up seeing him at a different show. I didn't waste my time with him because I know how he was. And in fact, I just made fun of him and laughed in his face. Because again, that's what it is. The mainstream, they turn into pure shit. Pure shit. And it's funny because I work for one of the other founders of Image. I work for Todd, and he was cool as shit. And then you see these other people, how they are. Why? Because they went corporate. Because they got fucking, he sold his company over to DC. He had his mansion next to fucking George Clooney on Lake Como. They're all sick. They're all fucking sick. And I know with Jim too. He left one of his wives as soon as he started making money, and he went with a younger one. They're all fucking two-faced and creeps. Screw them. Why should we be bowing down to them? They could suck a dick.
Oh.
I like this one.
Yeah, I love this rant. Please go on.
I'm just saying in general, and that's why doing our own stuff, I support like crazy anyone who's independent, anyone who's got the same mentality. To me, that's what it's always been. So whether you want to call it comic seed or anything else, I think what we're doing is important, and slapping them all in the fucking face.
Yeah, man, it's absolutely important.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We have a similar problem here in Spain. I seem to be one of the few people who have realized our case is worse because we used to have like a really I don't know what's the burgeoning comic scene back in the 1980s and the 1990s, and they were like really into gore and porn and like really extreme stuff. We were like really underground and we just wanted to destroy the establishment. We were against everything. We were like actually punk rock. And you see all these motherfuckers now, they're in their like 40s to 50s. They've become like slaves to the government because the industry has collapsed, and they want like the way that Marvel that wants to go like drawing for libraries, for like public libraries and stuff. And they're like making PSA comics for the government and illustrating school books and stuff, and they are like really PC online. They're like, they're so fucking two-faced. If someone had, I don't know, someone had seen the stuff that they drew 20 years ago, and now they pretend to be like really concerned about women's safety and about equality and about how bad they were treating migrants. Fuck those guys. Fuck those guys right in the ass.
Yeah, I was talking to Canales earlier. I was saying, if I knew crowdfunding was going to blow up, I would have never submitted my submissions to Image, Dark Horse, or Dynamite. Like, fuck them.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of like Eddie Murphy rebranding into making children's movies.
Yeah, that's exactly the same. That's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Real quick, is we have Kami Mark in the house. What's up, man? Thanks for popping by. We got Fatal J stopping by with $2 super chat. Thank you, sir. He says, thanks for helping me this week, Red. It's my pleasure, man. Fatal J is also a channel you want to subscribe to if you're not already. He's a cool dude. Makes good content, mostly on pop culture, but he's also looking into making a comic of his own. So anything you can do to help him out or support him if he has any questions, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, man, that's great.
But yeah, the mainstream sucks.
They really do, man.
And I'm so like, it sucks to the point where I didn't even realize how much I missed comics until Comicsgate became a thing, because I gave up on mainstream comics early 2000s. I got the shits of them then, and it's only gone downhill from there.
Yeah.
But this whole thing has just like totally rekindled my spirit for comics, man.
Yeah, I've been seeing it all over the place, man, and I've seen it for a long time since I was working in the industry, and I hated dealing with their bullshit, and that you got to kiss their asses in order to get work. Fuck you, man. How about you look at the actual work and hire people based off of that? Douchebags. And they wonder, why can't we make sales? How come we have to keep rebooting entire universes every 5 years?
Because you keep hiring Max, that's why.
Well, that pissed me off, actually. She sold her fucking thing to Image within 2 minutes. Like, fuck you.
Yeah, because that was the stupidest thing she could have done. The stupidest. Because it cemented the fact that we're not hiring you based on talent whatsoever. We approved your project because of what you are.
Yeah, if you actually go to the Image
Or what you
website,
want to be.
well, yeah, if you go to Image website, they don't actually accept writing submissions. They only accept art. Max is a writer,
Uh-huh.
so she didn't do the formal process. She didn't send in
They-
art.
They used to accept writing though, because I've submitted before, but I think that was like a year ago or year and a half ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is like last week. She said,
Yeah, and it's fucking hilarious. I remember we submitted a while back Through the Woods to Image. I got a rejection letter from them, and then almost like the same week, I walk into a comic store and I see a horrible, horrible book, which was the most vulgar, obscene, disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. It was
In the Forest? Was it called In the Forest?
no, it was some. As soon as you open up the book, there's this stripper dancing, right? And there's a guy trying to throw money at her. You keep turning the pages, and it starts to become a really sexual, disgusting scene. This woman starts to grow a couple of penises out of her, and starts to rape the guy. This is an Image title, and I looked at who I said, "Who the fuck did this?" Howard Chaykin.
Oh, I was going to say Max Bemis, but that was my second guess.
My guess was The Pervert by Michelle Perez.
Now, if it was flipping, it was someone out of nowhere sent that book in, you think that would have gotten approval?
No.
Exactly.
No.
That's what I mean. They are whores over there. Absolute whores.
Fatal
Wow.
J says, so you guys don't advise submitting your work to big indies. I would try Dark Horse. Image is dead.
Dark Horse, from what I understand, they're not really doing much either. Your best bet is going independent. Do what we're doing, man.
Yeah.
I personally would aim to what EBS and SAC. That's my new goal. To someone be like those two guys and make $1 million on Indiegogo. That's
Right.
what I want.
With your own stuff, you don't have to bend the knee to anybody.
Exactly.
Bianca Fight the
Right,
Zombies is in the house.
You're your own
Vinny,
boss. Yeah.
Vinny, you want to read this quick?
Aloha, dudes.
What's up, man? Thanks for popping in.
I would suggest to Fatal J, if you are just the writer, not the artist, try to find someone from like South America, like Brazil, to do the art. The comics are huge in Brazil, apparently. Or at least being artists are.
Yeah, there's a lot of talented
There's a
people
lot of great
out
artists right now from Brazil. Yeah. Yeah, Philippines too. Just sticking that out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of
great
talent in
artists overseas.
In Argentina and the Philippines. They have an amazingly talented like pool of people always. I don't know why, but there's a lot of really talented people in Argentina and Philippines.
Awesome. Well, yeah, because most of Argentina, they used to be Italians, and they went over there. It's true. It's a fact. Look it up.
Yeah, you
right,
see an
Benny, all right.
Argentinian speaking Spanish, and they do the pinch in the air thing that the Italians do.
Right?
They do that thing. It sounds true. It's true.
Yeah.
Vinny, we've had about enough of your Italian propaganda. All right.
What are you talking about? we're all Nazis here, and then we're all rooting for Mussolini, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, this ain't the Commie Mark show. My bad.
No gay space here. A little bit of gay, a little bit of space, but separate but equal.
Not to harp on Fatal J, he says, I found a great manga artist. I do want to see more manga in comics.
Oh yeah, man.
Because Xenotype
Yeah,
is
definitely.
badass.
Dude, look at Liam Gray. He found that amazing, talented kid. He's in Greece, and he does manga.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, man.
And I don't know if it's manga, but Orgasm Girl is kind of like a hybrid between manga and Western comics.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about that campaign, but I saw some of the artwork the other day. It looked great.
And Trish is a really funny girl, so I'm willing to bet that the script is going to be good.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I mean,
Very
with
cool.
the title Orgasm Girl, that sells itself.
I think so.
really
Yeah,
does.
it's got orgasm and girl in the title.
Yeah.
And what more do you need, really?
More orgasms and more girls.
And I'm pretty sure you put that on the search bar on Pornhub, and you're gonna get videos with like millions of door hits. So statistically, that comic book is sold.
Oh my god, that should be a billion comic book.
My Hail Caesar Killigill's in the house. He says, Canales, are you wearing a shirt? I hope not.
I actually am wearing a shirt and nothing else. How's that?
It's everyone's dream come true.
Do you guys need any proof? Because I'm drunk and I don't care. I don't care about anything anymore.
I'm good. I'm good.
Red got monetized recently. We don't want him to lose that.
Kami Mark says I dropped the video for my first ever IGG campaign today. Cool, man.
Oh, sweet.
Oh,
I'll be sure to check
Nice.
that out.
Check it out. Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right, so the point is the mainstream sucks, so we want to back shit like Chaotic Flux and SOS Volume 1.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Both look terrific, man. And yeah, I mean, Canales isn't even wearing pants, so that should be enough for you to back SOS right now.
that is completely true.
Vinny, would you like to whore through the woods a little bit while you're here?
Of course, man. I mean, yeah, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, man, Through the Woods. If anyone loves ghost stories, horror, this is definitely the book for you. This thing's going to be 98 pages. It's about Laura Langley. She's an investigative journalist who inherits this property in upstate New York, and she finds out it's actually haunted. And yeah, there's a deeper story in there. She finds out that land she owns now used to be a loggers camp 100 years ago. Some horrible stuff that went down. And yeah, I mean, this whole story is contained. This is the complete miniseries, the 3-issue miniseries. Beautiful artwork, if I could say so myself.
Yeah, and I don't know what Anna was talking about. Those are definitely squeezable cheeks right there.
Tell me about it. She was upset because she wanted to see the panties that she wears. She said it in Twitter. It's either going to be a thong or boy shorts. And yeah, everybody was starting to attack her for work camp. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I've dated chicks who've gone to bed in panties similar to that. I think it's fine. You know, she was worried about panty line. There's no panty line. She's sleeping in those. She's not wearing a skirt or anything. But anyway, it's all good. She apologized, so it's all cool. But yeah, if you enjoy more amazing artwork, obviously you can see some cheesecake there. But yeah, no, this story does get dark at times. But again, the bar I think was elevated to a high degree with this because I did all the pencils. I went straight up and did paints on here, digital paints. Yeah, man, it's a ton of work. I did all the lettering. Yeah, I put together pretty much the whole thing. My brother Frank is the writer on this. He did the second draft of the first issue. I loved it because we changed it around from straight up horror to a little bit more ghost and suspense. So I let him write issues 2 and 3, but you know, we had a good collaboration. We bounced ideas back and forth. So yeah, we're very proud of this project. And that's why I had the stretch goal on this, that, you know, we met it. So it's going to be an oversized book and it's going to be a hardcover. And again, hardcover is very expensive. So yeah, hitting that was very important. So, you know, for backing at the smallest tier, you're going to have an amazing book right off the bat. Again, 100 pages. The size of this went up to 8.5 by 11 inches. Hardcover. It's going to have, well, I have a sample here, and the quality of the pages is mind blowing. And this is definitely how you want to see it, larger, so you can see all the details I put in there, all the little extra stuff in the backgrounds. Yeah, well worth it. And yeah, we do have a Kelsey Shannon piece that's going to be in the book, which he just he scrolled past, but. Yeah,
I spent plenty of time on that piece, Vinny.
Well, I was catching up, man. I was chilling. But yes, yeah, this piece will be in the book as well. Here and there have been mentions because of EVS. He would like that as a cover at some point. And I said, yeah, if we hit like maybe 35K, because again, it's very expensive to do this, and if I'm going to do it, it's going to be like a limited number. So yeah, if we hit a crazy high stretch goal, I'll make this available at least for a short run as a hardcover. But regardless, this piece is going to be in the book. So yeah, very cool stuff.
Yeah, I bought a City of Venus and I got it like 2 days later. So is your book gonna arrive like 2 days later?
This one might take just a little bit longer because I can't do priority on it. I have to do media mail.
Oh, okay.
Since it's not going to fit in those mailers since it is a bigger book. But yeah, no, it's going to be in a thin cardboard box, well protected, and yeah, I mean you guys will get it fast anyway because as soon as the campaign is done, I receive my money, then I'm going to go straight to printing on it. So
Nice.
yeah, you guys should we should be printing maybe at the end or beginning of April. So yeah, I could probably start fulfilling. Probably towards the end of April, I think. Well, I fulfilled part of this campaign already. What am I talking about? The single issues, the floppies I had left over from the first run. So yeah, those 15 sets went out already. People have been receiving them, so I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, but the graphic novel itself, yeah, it's going to be printed in March. I got Red did the amazing video on this one, so you get a good sense of what the story is. And then I had 2 promos, one by Kelsey Shannon, which was super short but super hot, and then Ted Zagaro did a really awesome promo for it, which they're both near the top. But yeah, great stuff.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's have movie time. We'll go backwards. We'll start here, and
Sure.
let me actually cut this out and bring it back with audio, and we'll just play all the promos.
I want to say hi again to Lola. I keep seeing that, and I just hi.
Hi, Vinny.
Hello there.
Aloha.
Aloha. Where's the white drugs?
Hola. Like, how many languages can we say hello in?
Several.
Ciao, ¿cómo está? Ching ching pao.
All right, well, that's enough of that.
And yes, I'll continue drawing the booty, Deadwood Dell.
Yeah, the promo is not the only thing that is short and
From
hot, from what I
Frankie
can
and
see.
Vinny Tartamella comes Through the Woods, the collected edition. This edition compiles the 3-issue miniseries into one solid volume for fans of Through the Woods and newcomers alike. Written by Frankie Tartamella and fully illustrated and assembled by Vinny Tartamella, Through the Woods is an esoteric ghost story that will leave you haunted yet fulfilled. Follow investigative reporter Laura Langley as she unearths the tragic history of her newly inherited home and cabin in North Hudson, New York. This is a tale that started 100 years earlier, when this very land was a loggers' camp in the early 1900s. Laura's investigation finds her learning of her family's past and accidentally reawakens a restless spirit. Find out what else is haunting the pages of this completed series. If you missed the first campaign, this is the perfect chance to get your hands on this epic ghost story. This is the fable of an investigative journalist caught in the middle of a ghost story. A tale that started 100 years ago. Don't miss this second chance to take a midnight stroll through the woods.
Fantastic.
Or else.
Right now.
That guy Red is so damn talented.
Yeah,
I'll
Ted
tell you what.
Segarra's is really cool too.
Yeah, this one was sweet. I like this one too.
Adrenaline pumping.
Hell yeah, man.
Now, speaking of pumping,
His heart racing.
Back through the woods today. Go.
God
Classic.
bless. Yeah, God bless Kelsey Shannon.
absolutely. I want to know why top 5 robotic arms is popping up in my to watch list.
Because you're gonna need one after you're done reading Through the Woods with all that booty. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean.
That carpal tunnel syndrome got so bad. Yeah, you got amputate. You need a robot arm.
For sure. Let's check out your trailer for SOS. Very cool. I just want to get to one thing. Did I see? Sorry. I caught they're all out of ass. I just wanted to double check that.
Yeah,
Nice.
and Canales' favorite line is when Carnage is shaking down
Yep.
a Nazi for cocaine.
It was the line that initially dragged me into. Am I hearing myself? Is it me?
Yeah. Someone's echoing.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody's going to be echoing right now because I have the audio turned on. So we'll get through, we'll hit chaotic flux, and then I'll shut it off so we can speak properly. Awesome, guys. All
That
right,
was
let me
awesome.
remove this quick. Okay, we should be good now.
Hello.
Hola.
Testing.
Is everyone feeling pumped?
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. That fucking guitaring was awesome. I love that shit.
Yeah, the promos
Yeah.
for Comic Skate stuff are really good.
Yeah,
It's
man.
not like someone standing in front of the wall like, "Hey guys, I have a project."
What stupid group book did they do that with? I forgot what it was. Marvel and DC did that.
Yeah.
Some horrible title. They just had some dildo sitting there going, "Yeah, this is our new series. More SJW crap."
Oh God, wasn't there some cooking series with Marvel ladies as well?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Soy boys, not man ladies.
I'm surprised that fat bitch CB Sabusky didn't do it since he's such a foodie.
I can't believe they got the fucking Captain America credit wrong. They put Stan Lee instead of Joseph.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
You're the fucking editor of Marvel. You retard.
Were you really surprised? That
No.
shows you where they're at.
No.
Yeah, I mean, that's
But-
what I was going to say. That comes to show the extent to which they care about the comics they're making.
Exactly. I mean,
But
Stan Lee did a lot, but he didn't do everything.
It's Captain America. That's like the basic shit.
Yeah.
Well, they
Right.
give zero fucks. Absolutely zero fucks.
Right.
Because they are a bunch of dumb fucks. And zeros.
I'm convinced like CB Cebulski doesn't really do anything. He just says yes. He just says yes to everything.
Mm.
Yeah, he just eats. All he does is eat.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Dicks.
Yeah,
Scott is whoring himself in the chat. Scott, you can speak, brother.
I know.
Jump in there.
I just thought I'd throw it out there.
Actually,
You
you know
are
what?
talking.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's okay.
that's one thing I did neglect to do. We can hit your tiers quick, brother.
Okay.
All right, so your featured tier is the deluxe package.
Mhm.
Would you like to tell us about that?
So the deluxe package, you get a PDF, you get a signed copy of the book, as well as 2 character trading cards and an art print that's going to be the cover art, without any logo, nothing. It's just the art itself. And that comes to 31 with shipping.
Ah, cool. So you got you got this all ready to go with shipping, man.
Yeah. Well, with that one, I know pretty well. It's a pretty good deal on that one.
Right.
So then $5 for the PDF. I can't. It's I've heard it more than once. Malin says, "Don't do a PDF. Don't do a PDF." But like you guys were talking about earlier, the international buyers,
Mhm.
they tend to get it pretty well. So they don't have to deal with the shipping.
Yeah, I talked with Preston Acevedo and Nicky the Pipe with his project. Same thing.
Mhm.
I said, yeah, no, dude, I totally understand, because he was going, yeah, Malin said not to as well. I said it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because if it's people who just want to read the book and they can't afford it because it is too expensive. Because again, a lot of people, we're hurting around the world. We don't know what the hell's going on everywhere.
Well, his biggest thing he says is pirating. He's big on not letting his books get pirated.
Yeah.
And of course, it's how it's easy to do that with PDFs, and I think that's his biggest pet peeve with that one.
Right. And I agree. Like I won't do it on my campaigns, but I know, again, a lot of other people will. The Nicky the Pipe dude, he said that he's actually watermarking all of them. So I mean, yeah, there are ways of getting around it so that things aren't as pirated.
That's true. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And then $10 you get the book unsigned. And I think with shipping on that one, it comes to $16. I just did with a flat $6 on a lot of it because of the farther out shipping.
Right.
But autographed book for $15.
Cool. Oh, metallic.
And then
cover.
big fan of metallic covers. Did it for the first issue. Decided to do it in this one, and the first issue turned out great. And I really want to do it this one too, especially because that cover I think is going to look amazing, and metallic. And metallic autographed, 25. And then the metallic Flux. Yeah, that's the PDF, a signed copy of the metallic cover, 2 metallic trading cards, as well as a metallic art print.
Wow.
And that art print is going to be different than the non-metallic. I haven't decided what the art piece is going to be yet, though. Still waiting on all my art to come in from artists, but I should be able to reveal that fairly soon.
It's wicked.
That's cool. So yeah, everything in that tier except for the PDF obviously is metallic. Cool,
Yeah.
man.
Nice. I'm gonna have to ask you where you get your trading cards done because I think that's what I'm gonna be doing for my next stretch goals.
I'll send you the info for the guy. Look, the guy I use. It's the same guy that does the metallic covers and art prints for me, actually.
Sweet. Yeah, dude, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, bud. And both covers autographed, and the PDF. So the non-metallic and then the metallic cover. Edition, I should say. The collector's package is going to be everything I named in the other ones. So you get the PDF, signed copy of the original cover, and then signed copy of the special metallic cover, as well as the non-metallic trading cards, the metallic trading cards, the non-metallic art print, and the metallic art print.
Cool, man. That's a nice looking bundle right there.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Not too bad for $50 either.
Not at all.
And then that one is everything, and then plus you get a T-shirt with the cover art on it for issue 2.
Cool, man. Yeah, some pretty good deals here.
Thank you. And as I mentioned before, you can get issue 1 as well as an add-on to any of the perks. And issue 1 is only $7 this time around.
Nice. Yeah, that's always recommended. You know, throwing the previous campaign as an offering.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I know I missed this the first time around. So yeah, it's definitely something I'll be looking for.
Yep.
Awesome, guys. Well, all these campaigns look great. We can call it or we can shoot the shit a while. I'll leave it to you.
Yeah, man. I don't know. What do you want to do?
I might hang around.
Someone said in the chat they want toys in a 16-bit game.
Well, that's Ryan Magus. Hell, Ryan Magus. How's it going, man? Thanks
Hell,
for popping
brother.
in.
So Magus,
Yeah, I want
Hey,
like,
Ryan Magus.
I want all that stuff too, Magus. Believe me.
And a $500 box.
You know, I'm still waiting on my Bigfoot Bill promo video game. By the way,
I think you might still be waiting for a while.
yeah, probably.
Wow.
I actually brought that
I
up
forgot
when
you
he
did
was
that.
on crowdfunding comics, and he said, "Don't worry, it's coming."
Oh shit.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, most of the properties that I see come through Comicsgate would all make kick-ass video games.
right.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. Jesus.
I want to see a platform game
Be
of
pretty
Iron
easy.
Sights.
Mm. Yeah, isn't EVS working on like figurines or action figures?
Yeah. I don't know why he didn't really reach out to me at all. I still had a lot of connections, but okay.
I'll be reaching out to you, Vinny.
Little confused.
Yeah, I will too.
I will be reaching to all of you.
Make it happen.
Just because I think you're all really sexy. And it's almost
Canales
5
is-
a.m. and I don't know what I'm saying.
Canales is reaching under the table.
Mm.
Whoa.
Back to him wearing no pants.
He's making the moaning sounds.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I think that's one of the few reasons why I kept Facebook though, so I still have some of those contacts. Because like I'm not really on Twitter and I'm sorry, on Twitter and YouTube, I'm not really talking with those kind of people anymore. But I know like on my old social media, like I'll see like the sculptors and other people like that.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing Funko Pops for my next campaign. I got like an estimate, so it would have to be like 3 Funko Pops per
Oh
part.
wow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, the customs are. I looked into that too. They're expensive, man.
Oh, jeez.
Especially if you want the box and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a guy in Comicsgate who was doing them?
Yeah, John Hayes does pops. I'm not sure what he charges though. Not to be confused with James Hayes.
Right.
well, Carl Rowe was showing off these little figurines for Death Swarm. Those look pretty badass, so that'd be probably cheaper to make than Funko.
Yeah. Yeah, he said him and his
Yeah.
friend were doing them.
And-
Yeah. He's got a friend. She's a sculptor, and they were actually putting them together and painting them themselves.
Nice.
It was crazy.
And someone did like an Cyberfrog demo game, and it looked really good.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah. I'm curious to see where that went. If the guy's still working on it.
Yeah, I believe that was 3D Robin, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
Or am I wrong about that?
I honestly don't know. I do not remember. Yeah, you're probably right though. It's probably a safe bet.
Yeah, I want to say it was 3D Robin. It does pop up from time to time. All right, James Hayes is giving me shit. I expected you to, Vinny, but James beat you to it.
What's that?
Just about talking about my own book, which is coming. It's a novel, actually. It is not a comic book, but there will be a visual companion. It's called Sunsworn Edge of Annihilation. It's this is my answer to my disappointment in Star Wars.
Yeah, I brought this up over on my stream tonight because I figured I said I know Red's gonna do a stream and he's gonna forget it, so I'll cover it.
I did forget it a lot. It's I mean, other than a mention, I don't feel like I have a whole lot to offer here with just the mailing list, you know. But yeah, it'll be science fantasy at its finest. I don't really care for the term space opera. It seems a little gay to me. But yeah, in the vein of say Star Wars meets Green Lantern, that's what we're looking at here. We'll have a galactic fall, and the turmoil that follows is what we're going to be sorting out. And I plan to do probably weekly videos, just kind of giving an explanation on the galaxy, the characters, things of that nature, just to kind of give people a feel of what's going on. And yeah, if you want to sign up for the mailing list, I would appreciate it. I'll keep you up to date there. And we'll probably be launching end of February, beginning of March is what we're looking at here.
Beautiful.
So thank you, James Hayes, for that reminder. But yeah. So what's been going on, guys? What streams you been hitting up?
All of them.
All of them. You
I
need
will
that
hit him. I'll be hitting like a stormtrooper the side of the tree on Endor.
Are we still talking about streams here?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, sorry, I get confused sometimes.
Yeah, next week I think hopefully next week Raging Golden Eagle is setting up something with me next week with me and Canales.
Oh,
How's
excellent.
that, man?
Yeah, same. He said that he does these streams at a certain time, and he's like, yeah, I'll drop you a link if you want. I'm like, yeah, dude, absolutely. So I might also be doing his. Or next time you talk to him, bring it up too if you want.
Sure.
We'll all hang out. But yeah, he had said something about that, and I believe Tug as well.
Really?
So yeah. So
Nice.
that's good. I forgot Wednesday. Yeah, with this Wednesday, I'll also be on Crowdfunding Comics again, with my
Nice.
fellow New Yorker, Billy Tucci.
Yeah, Don.
Oh, Don.
Yeah,
I might
Tucci's
be.
a hell of a guy.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. I've known him for like almost fucking 20 years, I think.
Whoa.
Yeah, close to it. Like my last couple of years of high school, like I ran into him at a convention and found out that his wife and myself were from the same town in New York. He's like, oh shit, you know. But he's good. He's a great dude, and I said it too. Even
Yeah,
back then,
You
like
really
he
is a good there. You guys.
yeah, he had such high energy in the beginning when he was doing She. Then when he was doing the mainstream work, and I met him, his energy wasn't as high, but now it's high again because he's doing his own stuff.
Right?
You know?
Yeah, I
Less
love
stress.
She. I love She. I'm so glad he did another book.
You can almost feel how the mainstream guys get their energy sapped by the industry.
For
Like
sure.
they're an autopilot, right?
Yep.
I'm not the only one who realized that, right?
No, we all see it, man. You know,
Yeah,
there's-
well, I mean, that's anybody that if you're in a job that you don't like,
Mhm.
or even a job that you hate, yeah, I mean that makes a big difference in your life and just
Oh,
who
yeah.
you are.
Just imagine an industry that makes you hate making comics. Imagine the absolute state.
Oh yeah.
oh, What imagine?
Makes you hate your passion. That's just
We're there
ridiculous.
already. There's nothing to imagine. We're there.
Yeah, I know, right?
right.
It's crazy. Like I said, if I were offered a job to work at one of those companies now, I'd be like, the only way I would do it is if I charge them an arm and a leg, man. Like, make me a millionaire with one fucking book. Yeah, sure.
Hmm.
But other than that, I don't think I would go near them. They're all a
No.
bunch of fools.
I keep saying that.
Yeah.
People tell me, you're never going to work in the industry. And I'm like, motherfucker, if I had to work under Mark Wade or
Mhm.
Max Visaggio, I would go full kickboxer. I will become like a full-time kickboxer. I don't mean I would go full kickboxer on them,
Mhm.
even though maybe it's a real possibility. But I will like give up comics completely and just become a full-time trainer.
Yeah. And I think any job at this point is you'll get more money anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they take
That's going that
advantage
way.
of you.
They're not paying shit anymore.
No.
It's
They're screwing over
fucking-
all the comic book shops too. It's just sad.
It is sad.
Well, it's kind of diamond distributing.
Self-destruction.
What's the issue with diamond
Yeah.
distributing as well?
Well, yeah, and I said it a while ago. I said it on many different streams. I know the family; they're not bad people, but they just don't give a shit anymore because they're not hungry. They have so much money, it doesn't matter. Because in their position, if I one day just had all their fucking money and they're pulling power, I would save the industry overnight. Because with that money, I've kind of said it in passing with a couple of them where I went, listen, all you got to do, make your own comic book company. You know all the best artists, all the best writers, and you don't have to go by these stupid guidelines that they're doing now. You could actually have a fun time creating amazing stuff. And they just, I don't know, nothing clicks. It's so stupid. Right?
I think a lot of people are just afraid to go against the grain because of all the,
But hold on, they are their own distributors. There's no one that's going to pull, the rug from under them. They could do whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
They could single-handedly save the industry, if you really think about it.
Someone was tweeting recently, Jimmy something, I forget his last name, but he was basically engaging with the audience, and it seems like they're now waking up to the issues at hand. I'm like, motherfucker, it's been like 5-10 years. Like, what?
Yeah.
You better wake up more before it's too late.
Well, all the good people are gonna leave, like Sean Gordon Murphy.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
sure he's gonna have like 1 or 2 books, and then he's just gonna do crowdfunding.
Well, what he did do crowdfunding already. I know he crowdfunded a couple of books in the past.
Right.
But he said it too, like in the beginning. He turned down Batman before Capullo got it. He was one of the big names that they wanted. And he said because he had just started his work on his own project, Punk Rock Jesus. And he was adamant about it. He's like, no, I'm doing my own thing right now. And then eventually he was talked into it when he was done. So then his model changed where he said he'll do one for them, one for him, one for them, one for him. And now I think he's at that point where he just doesn't give a shit. If his next campaign does amazing now on Indiegogo, which I'm sure it will, I'm saying right now it's going to be over $100,000. But when that happens, he might not go back to DC again, or they might not even be around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
From what I heard and what EVS had said, that Time Warner is giving him this last go. They're going to do this 5th reboot, and they're going to really burn the house down. And Time Warner said if it doesn't take off, we're closing up publishing on DC, and we'll license out the characters.
James Hayes said it best. I'm not sure all those big names will do so well. That's exactly right. All the talented people like Sean Gordon Murphy are going to do well. Then when Mags and these shitheads try their hand at crowdfunding, they're going to fail.
Yeah. Well, Mags isn't a big name.
Right.
That's not somebody who you could sit there and go, oh, I read that Mags book and it's one of my favorites. It's a definitive story. You'll never hear those words come out of anyone's mouth.
Right.
Because they're a fucking joke. Those type of people were put there just for political statements or whatever horseshit agendas that they're doing.
It takes the right type of person too. I mean, the people like Megs are the type of people that aren't going to succeed at crowdfunding because they don't understand the customer.
No, they don't.
and they don't
Well, they're-
respect
Yeah,
the
no, they
customer.
don't.
More importantly,
they're basically sociopaths. So it's not that they
Yeah.
understand the customer; they understand human beings.
Yeah, they're aliens.
right?
They're
Yeah.
fucking aliens.
Right.
They
Lock
don't know
themselves
how.
up all day and just play on Twitter and don't interact with really anyone outside of that. So yeah,
Yep.
no social skills.
Mm-mm. It's really strange with social media turned everything into like so much worse regarding that kind of entertainment.
It's supposed to connect us more, but yeah,
Yeah.
kind of the
I think
opposite for some people.
Well, I think it brought out more because didn't like Mark Waid has always been crazy, so I think it just brought
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
I always say that people show themselves as they truly are when they write, and they write all the time when they're on Twitter and social media. So I
Yeah.
think that's what happened.
Yeah, and that's what I agree to. That's what I was kind of getting at
Good
with the
point.
social media comment. Because there's been a lot of great people that I have talked to on social media that that's where I know them from. I don't know them from anywhere else. It's definitely the type of person. You're right. It's the type of person, and their nastiness comes out. Sorry, you don't attack fans. You don't throw shit in their face. The ones who have been supporting you for all these years, you don't tell them to go fuck themselves or they don't know what they're doing and they're idiots. You don't do that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't care who supports my book. As long as you're a fan, you want to read it, then go for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what it
I mean,
should
I
be.
keep saying if they want to buy the next Iron Sights, if they want to hate buy it, to trash it, you're welcome to do it, fam. As long as you pay for it, it's yours. You can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Exactly.
what they do with digital. They buy the digital and they trash it. I'm like, okay, well, I still have your money, so thanks.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure
crazy.
Michael Bay has built an entire career out of that.
Oh yeah. And all that the casting couch that he does.
Yeah.
Uh.
Hey, Michael Bay, your movie suck. Well, you only know so because you paid to watch it. So whatever.
Yeah.
You'd been for a surprise if we got Mags on that casting couch.
Oh god.
Whoa.
No. Oh, come on.
Balls to the chin. Oh man. Would you ever thought you'd have a conversation like this back when you were reading comics like at the height of it all?
No.
Like
It's
imagine an
Nope.
ugly transsexual having sex with Joe Quesada. No, I don't think so.
Ugh.
Canales painting pictures there.
Jeez. Yeah. Let's not talk about that waste.
You
that
made
waste
me
of
do
life.
it. It's all your fault.
The artist at work.
Yeah. Joke is out of that human shit bag.
Oh yeah, you were telling a story. Joe Quesada traced your stuff.
Yeah, most people know this story. They've heard it so many times now.
It's a good story.
I remember when I first met Vinny, he was so hesitant to talk about this stuff in public.
Yeah, but I think in the same stream, didn't I just spit it out?
Yeah, you definitely opened up early on.
Yeah. Well, again, because if it's people who fuck me over or they're just horrible people and they treat everyone like shit, yeah, I'll let people know. I'll let fans know. Because that's how it is.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, because that's the problem with the industry, that everyone keeps their fucking mouth shut. The only thing that they were reporting are the Me Too movements. Well, how about the pieces of shit who are just pure evil, who screw over one another nonstop to get the positions that they've gotten, who they keep stepping on the little man. And then they think, oh, I could do whatever I want because they'll never reach my status, or they can't sue because they have no money. We have power lawyers. It's all that horrible shit that they love to beat us all down with. Well, fuck them. We're punching up. They want to punch down. We're punching up. Fuck them. That's why what we're doing is amazing. We keep growing. Our fan base keeps going because the fans are seeing it. There's nowhere else to go. And then they find us and they see that we're just as passionate about them, about wanting to make great books, telling real stuff, how it is. We're genuine. We're not doing that phony bullshit corporate nonsense.
Vinny, who was the guy? Let's see. Something with an editor. This big name. I'll let you use his name, and then the editor confronted you, and the guy, I don't know. He said something like, "Oh, I never gave you permission to use my name."
Oh no, it wasn't an editor. It was an artist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, it was that other the other clown. the one who traces all of his friends in pajamas, Alex Ross.
Oh shit.
He was the guy who goes, yeah, you could use my name, because he was friends with my brother and I, and apparently he wanted more free shit because my brother's a sculptor as well. Yeah, so he's basically like, oh my god, he goes, yeah, your work is so amazing, you should be able to get a job anywhere. He goes, you could use my name. I said, what? Yeah, you could use my name if it helps you lands you some kind of a job at DC or something. Yeah, go for it. So the one time I actually used the name, it came back and bit me in the ass. And it was really stupid too, because the way that I use it, I was essentially already had a fucking job, right? Dan Didio, I wrote him a nice letter. He loved my work. He loved how I presented myself, and he passed me on to one of his editors. Now, I didn't know it at the time, but his editor only dealt with Adam Hughes and I think one other super, top tier artist. Never wanted to work with anybody else. And he saw my work and went, no, I don't think you're ready. I'm not going to put you on anything. I said, excuse me. I was talking with Dan, and I forwarded over his, or CC'd his email. Yeah, I don't care. You don't care? Well, what the fuck is wrong with these people? And then it came up in conversation because I started talking with this idiot, and I said, yeah, even Alex Ross. I mean, he's like, he's one of your favorites. I'm friendly with him, and he said I could use his name as well if it helps, to show credibility or whatnot. And he forwards over that message over to Alex Ross, and I guess because he was nervous because he's a big pussy as well, and I guess he thought his job was in jeopardy or something, right? And then he flips out. You use what I said verbatim. Yeah, because you said I could. It was like baby nonsense, right? It was like little kids throwing sand at each other. I'm like, I was dumbfounded. I'm like, I worked at other companies, professional companies. I'm like, this is how they're acting? Dude, this is retarded. Absolutely retarded. And then they brought someone else in from a different company. I'm not going to say it because people are dealing with that person right now, but essentially I said, I wrote that guy, I said, who the fuck are you and why the fuck are you in this conversation? And then I just blocked his ass because he tried defending Alex Ross out of nowhere. I'm like, there's nothing to defend. That's how I approach everything, is with logic. He said I could use his name. I use it anyway in passing, but, again, just for credibility, not Alex Ross just give me a job to get me a job. It was never anything like that. It was literally like, he respects my stuff and all that. What else the editor came back with was Alex Ross is paid to be nice to people at conventions. This is what the editor said. Whatever he told you is bullshit anyway. I'm like, this is how they fucking act and this is how they treat people? Fucking disgusting. And I went, well, you're full of shit on top of that because I actually knew him outside of the conventions. And I have his personal number, you fucking jerk off. But it's interesting to see how you people are, right? They're disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Sounds like high school.
Oh, it's worse than high school. Yeah. Because again, this guy was another sack of shit. He was a loser all of his life. He got a position of power and he wants to abuse that power, right? His favorite artist was Adam Hughes, and that's the only person he wanted to deal with. So fuck everyone else who comes my way. Could you imagine the other talented people who probably got fucked out of working for DC because they went through this asswipe? But anyway, Karma did get him. He was one of the ones who was fired last year. Mark Chiarello, go fuck yourself.
Huh. Yeah. I always liked Mark Chiarello's art.
Say that again?
I always liked Mark Chiarello's art. I mean, he's the guy with the watercolors, right?
No, he's an editor. Mark Chiarello?
Yeah, he used to be an artist, I think.
I don't know.
20 years ago, so yeah.
No clue.
Well, I'm not surprised to find out he's an asshole because everyone seems to be an asshole in the industry. So
yeah. No, the guy's a piece of shit, a total piece of shit. And then he tried to go through Palmiotti and Amanda Conner to try to get his job back. He was like, could you say something online about it? Oh, please, bunch of whores.
Yep, we gotta put out an advertisement for Comicsgate. Hey, if you've been fucked over by the industry, come over to us.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty fucking much, right? Ridiculous. Like, what's his name? John Romita Jr. said. He goes, you work for Todd? Holy shit, how come you're not on a major book? I don't know, dude. Ask them.
What's Todd like to work with? I love Spawn. He's like my favorite artist.
He's a good guy. He's very, eccentric, but most people kind of are when they get into that position.
Right.
He was like a big kid, to be honest. Whenever we saw him, because he would do, he was on camera, like before Skype, because he was in Arizona, we were in New Jersey. So like we'd have meetings with him through they'd set up the camera and it'd be attached to the television, and we see him like that. And he was literally like a little kid sitting on the floor playing with his toys.
That's awesome.
He had a really hot assistant though too. We used to see her every now and then picking up after him.
Well, that was probably one of his toys.
His wife was there too. So.
That's sad.
But Tom he was pretty cool. And like I said, even years after, I ran into him at conventions. Literally ran into him in the street. You bump into someone like, oh, I'm sorry. He turned around, Vinny. I'm like, what, Todd? Holy shit! And for him to remember me by name is not easy because, this isn't somebody who was like, oh, I need to know the names of all my employees. It's like we just came in a room like in a line, and he approved drawings and sculptures pretty much, or like we'll have a little discussion and then kind of walk out of the room. It wasn't like, oh, what's your name? Okay. Now, Vinny, tell me what's going on here. It was never really like that. That's like, okay, what are we working on? What do we got? We got this Spawn line. All right. All right. So where's the female on the line? That's just. I did it once where it was loud enough for him to hear. I was in the paint department. Everyone was cracking up. They swing the door open. Todd can hear you. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But yeah, it was funny.
That's so awesome.
But yeah, no, he was always cool. But and he's amazing with fans. If you ever run into him at a convention, absolutely amazing with fans.
Yeah, there's like a video of him shaking the hands of every person at a convention.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all wait in line.
Super grateful. Like I said, he's going to be pretty much like the next Stan Lee, if you ask me, how he presents himself with customers, with fans, the respect he does give.
I wish he'd shake things up with an Image and turn that all around.
Image is dead.
Kind of become the driving force and making
that from what I've
property again look.
From what I've seen when I was working there, they kind of they handle their own things by themselves, like their own parts of the business. So I think they had like the one time that they really had like this group meeting that it was like really substantial was when they put Robert Kirkman in a position, like the same as one of the main founders of Image. It's because of how amazing his book was doing, the deals that he cut. So I think that was one of the few times that they actually went on a limb as a unit to put someone back into a position like them. But I don't know. Like I didn't see too much of that aspect of it, but from what I've seen and what I've heard of how Todd was dealing with things, it's kind of like this is my company. I'm doing whatever I want. Silvestri's doing whatever he wants with Top Cow. Although I don't know why he gives so much leeway over to Matt Hawkins over there. I think Silvestri should have been a little more hands-on with his own company, and things would be a lot better over there. Because I used to really, really like Top Cow. And in fact,
me too.
Yeah, I was supposed to intern with them, but the thing was, it's either intern with Top Cow or actually get paid working for Todd. And I was a bigger fan of Todd, so I went over there.
And a bigger fan of getting paid.
Well, obviously. But
you guys,
again,
I'm gonna drop out because it's 5 a.m. and I'm barely conscious anymore.
Oh man,
I'm not funny at all when I'm trying to fight to stay awake. So I'll see you in the next one, right?
Yeah, man.
Cool, man. Thanks for coming, Canales.
No, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah,
thanks.
glad you have this one.
Yeah, man. Sleep well, brother.
Thanks, man.
Later. But yeah, I don't know. Was I getting too real? I'm sorry.
No, I love that. Because you're
just crushing my idols.
Oh.
Well, no, all the industry.
That's cool, man. I really appreciate your honesty. It's really neat learning, all this. Like we talked about before, all this behind the scenes stuff is fascinating, and this is the way it is. You idolize these people, or you your artists, your heroes, and you find out how they really are. Like, oh man, wow.
Oh yeah, dude. Do you know how distraught I was when I found out how much of a pussy and a cuck Alex Ross was? Dude, I knew I was getting familiar with that dude. We were becoming friends, and that's what he fucking pulls because he thought his job was in jeopardy because I brought him up.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck?
That would
And
be
then you have
devastating.
no balls and no spine to be like, oh, wait a minute, no, what this kid said was right, or I did say that because he's a good guy. You should give him a chance. You know, he could have said anything that would have resembled a man, and he didn't.
Yeah, that's right.
Speaking of resembling a man, Ryan Kindle's in the house. He just dropped $2 with no message.
Nice.
But thank you for that, brother. Yeah, if you're not subscribed to Ryan, there's another great channel. One of the guys in the Phantom Menace who I actually really encourage people to watch because he's for sure a real dude, and yeah, I like him a lot. Thanks for dropping by, and thanks for the $2, Ryan. Appreciate it, man.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. But
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of channels out there that just kind of do the same thing, you know. But Ryan's not one of them. Like, he's definitely his own dude. He does his own thing. And I would encourage you to check him out.
Oh yeah, much respect. Yeah, and that's what it should be, man. We shouldn't have to fucking bend the knee all the time to these ass clowns.
No.
Dude, they destroyed the industry, and we're still playing ball with them. Fuck them.
Yeah, and they're just now realizing it.
Yeah.
What was it? Jimmy something.
Palmiotti.
Yeah, Palmiotti. He was like answering questions on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much respect for him either because he's very two-faced. I mean, I know a lot of people like him and, you know, some crowdfunding shit too, but I've had interactions with them where they were going to help me out, him and his wife. They heard some of my stories and then like they never even bothered. I'm like, what the fuck? Don't tell me that then. Then why don't you just fucking be honest and be like, oh, we can't help you, you know? I don't know. There's so many ways of dealing with people, and I just think everyone is just so odd. I try to be as honest as I can with everyone that I deal with, and you know that's why usually one of my conventions, my table, I got a crowd around me, or you know I'm doing better numbers than the professionals. You know, because I'm not bullshitting them just for a sale. I'm actually having real, genuine conversations.
Ryan says, "Thanks, bro. That's the kind of compliment that only $2 can buy. $2 is not necessary. I give you that compliment every time I can." Edward Marlis is loving what Vinny's got to say. Deadwood Dale says, "Italian rage." I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't even seen my rage.
Oh no. Vinny's got some rage in him, man. But yeah, I think the problem is everybody's just kind of up their own asses these days.
They are.
Yeah.
And not just people in the industry, you know, everybody.
Well, yeah, they stroke their egos 24/7 is what they basically do. They don't want to hear from anyone else unless their ego is being stroked due to that. It's ridiculous, fucking ridiculous. And even Jim Lee, like I said, he's got background artists on almost every project that he works on. So you know, if you're just doing layouts or you're doing figures alone. Tell me how that really works out, because I know when he was doing Hush, he wasn't talking about his background artists, and they did almost all the work to make that Gotham look so goddamn amazing.
Really?
Oh
yeah.
Wow.
And what's even
Batman books.
well, yeah. What's even funnier on top of all that, I remember when I was still kind of tight with Alex Ross, and he had a book signing in the city in a Barnes and Noble, and someone asked him, "What do you think about Jim Lee's run on Batman?" He leans over to the mic and he goes, can't really say too much, but I like the colors. so hold on. So right there, this guy's your boss, and you can't even say anything nice about him. You know, it's like these people really are like such scum, top to bottom. You know, he's like he couldn't say, "Oh, yeah, well, I'm not a fan of the story," or with the work that Jim's doing is very different from what he's done in the past. No, it's can't say anything nice at all. The colors are kind of nice.
Now, was Jim Lee an asshole when he started on X-Men, or is it because he got big?
I believe it's because he got big. Because again, I told you, he's one of the people. He left his fucking wife for a younger wife.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, because I've seen earlier videos on him, like especially there's a great video where he and Stanley meet and like he's drawing stuff and showing Stan his work, and he's so humble and like you can tell he's just like a kid that just got started in the industry as far as like recognized for his art. So I think he's
it's
just grown into that big headedness, and especially when DC's like, here, you control everything now.
Oh, absolutely. like I said, if you're making all that money now because you sold Wildstorm, that you had the balls to go fucking buy a house next to George Clooney in Italy. He since sold it because I guess they couldn't keep up with it or the pricing and all that shit. But he did that at one point. That's a baller move to the extreme, right? That's not that's somebody who's humble. That's someone who goes, I want to hang out with movie stars. I enjoy that.
Right.
Yeah. Who would want to live next to George Clooney anyway?
Yeah, these people are obsessed with Hollywood. Like they're obsessed with getting Netflix deals and shit. Like, who cares?
That's why DC moved their fucking offices to California for that specifically. They used to be, because I had a meeting there too, across the street from David Letterman's whatever that I can't think of the Ed Sullivan Theater. They were right across the street from Ed Sullivan Theater, and they moved their offices all out to California so they could be closer to the Hollywood bullshit and all that scene.
Well, Kermit the Log says Vinny is the total package.
Thanks, brother.
And he also dropped $2. I'm going to pretend that Kermit dropped a $2 super chat to say leaving your wife for a younger wife is called an upgrade. Thanks for the $2, brother. I appreciate you. Keely Chow's in the house says, hey, everybody. Ryan Miller Art says, that's what I need, a background artist.
Well, I'd say, you know what? If you don't have any kids and you want to do the upgrade, I could look the other way. But if you have a bunch of kids and then you have your upgrade, that's a scumbag.
Yeah, at least until they're adults, right?
Right.
Yeah, call me old fashioned. Wait for them to hit at least 18. But whatever. I don't know what their personal bullshit is. Just how they present themselves to me. That determines if you're a good person or not. Here's another thing too. When he was being a scumbag at some conventions, it was the second time that I saw him. I won't say this story because it's going to make me look a little bit bad. That's just what I laughed about. I'll tell you in private. But the other thing I saw, though, is there was an artist who I think this person had done some kind of spinoff of a Terminator book and ran over to Jim with it. And I thumbed through it at someone else's booth. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is god awful. Like, how did this get approved on any level? Sure enough, a few minutes later, I see this artist running over to Jim. Look what I did. Look. And Jim starts to stroke this kid's ego like I've never seen before in my life just because it was a printed book. He got work at another company, printed work.
Wow.
Now, to me, that is disgusting. Fucking disgusting. The shit that he tried putting me through for fucking sample pages because I didn't have the most current. I was ready to go, hey, Jim, why don't you ask him what he drew today and how come he didn't bring that drawing today for you? Why is he bringing you a book that was printed a couple of months ago? Like I was tempted to do that shit just to troll him in person.
Well, speaking of fucking disgusting, there's people that disagree with you in the chat, Vinny. Ryan Kimmel says if they can feed themselves, you've waited long enough. And Slick Rick says until your daughter is old enough to have friends, you can leave your wife for her.
Oh shit, that was great, man. But yeah, I don't know. Like I'm so fed up with the industry and all the douchebags have been ruining it for all these years. So, like, yeah, I don't care. I have no qualms of bitching about them online.
Yeah, absolutely.
They treat
we love hearing you do it.
Well, that's the thing. They treat each and every fan like shit. They really do.
Yeah, that's for sure. But we're about to hit the 2-hour mark, guys. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to pimp our books one more time. Scott, you want to hit us with the elevator pitch for Chaotic Flux and tell these fine people why they should buy it?
Okay. Chaotic Flux is a very high octane, fast paced Adrenaline rush kind of sci-fi story that centers on a team called the Crimson Flame who unite in the future to rid the world of mutant abominations that are taking over, called Dread Fiends. For issues 1 and 2 focus on Zathara, who is an alien hybrid who's able to form these red crystal-like structures at will into different types of weaponry. And gets into her backstory, how she's been hunted down most of her life by an organization called the Purging Hand, who's been trying to wipe her kind out for years.
Awesome, man.
Nice.
Yeah, this looks like a good book, and I can't wait to back this one and get the issue number 1, which I missed. So cool. Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
Chimera, you want to hit us with the elevator pitch for SOS Volume 1?
Sure thing. So SOS is basically a black comedy action series centered around 3 brothers in modern day New York, and being former super soldiers. They set up a monster hunting business when demons from a dimension called the Abyss start invading New York. And they pimp themselves down as kind of superhero for hire, I suppose. And they try not to fuck up New York too much.
Unlike Superman.
All right.
Beautiful.
Walking wrecking balls.
Yeah, man. All right, cool, man. Yeah, this is looking good too. Canales is always a plus on any project.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And Vinny, give us your pitch for Through the Woods before we get out of here.
Sure. If you want a really cool ghost story, has some horror elements, gorgeous artwork. Yeah, man. This is the book for you. 98 pages, hardcover, oversized book. Starting price $35. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Not at all. This is a pretty acclaimed book from most of the people who have been reading it. Actually, I haven't had any complaints on it other than some fat cosplayer with blue hair. But yeah, and that's just because the book has too much sexiness to it. So yeah,
that's only a plus. That's only a plus.
I'd say so too. So yeah, man. Back this again. If the tiers go, I mean, the stretch goals are going to go higher. We're going to get cooler stuff added as long as we do it within the time frame. I know it says 10 days left, but I'm going to do an extension on this. So yeah, it's when that's done, that's when I'm going to print. So yeah, let's try to get those higher stretch goals for more cool free shit added to the book. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be hitting the 15K, so you're definitely going to be getting a free bookmark with this as well. Yes, booty.
Faux show. Booty.
Show.
And
I was going to say you can use that as a positive endorsement. You know, they said there was too much booty.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. And whatever they think, the opposite is true. So there you go.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, please do also sign up for the mailing list for Sunsworn Edge of Annihilation. This is science fantasy at its finest. Novel and visual companion. And yeah, that's what we got for now. Thank you everybody for coming out and joining us. It was a good talk. It's always good when the Italian rage gets going. But yeah, Chimera, Scott, thank you guys for coming. It was nice meeting you guys. I'm pretty sure this is the first time on stream, at least.
Yeah, first time.
Yep.
Yeah, for me anyway.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
I wouldn't call it the Italian rage. I'd call it the honesty from a frustrated creator.
yeah, but Italian rage sounds so much better.
Eventually, you'll be able to write a book on. Eventually, you should write a book on all of it.
What about spaghetti rage? Spaghetti rage.
Rage. That seems a little racist towards Italians. I'm getting so sensitive. I'm getting triggered by that.
Cool, man. Well, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. I'm going to put the links for all of these projects in the description, so check them out there. Yeah, please also share all these projects on social media as well. Any little bit helps. If you can't back it, just one tweet will do wonders.
That's right.
So, yeah, thanks again, and we'll catch you on the next one.